What if every time you spoke, people listened to every word? What if they not only listened but heard what you actually had to say? What if you could cut through all the static that permeates our everyday lives and really connect with each and every person in the audience? Think of the respect that your coworkers and colleagues would give you if they knew you could command this very powerful tool, the tool of effective, dynamic, clear communication. And if you're a leader, think about how much more impact the members of your team or organization could have if every time they spoke, they could take the stage and speak with authority. Because whenever you speak in your business or professional life, you're on stage. You may not like that fact. You may not be on a stage that looks like this, or even a stage that looks like this. Your stage might look more like a conference room or even your own office. But the way you are communicating has so much more in common with what the stage actor does when she walks out to connect with her audience than how you talk when you're at home, sitting around your kitchen table, talking to your friends and loved ones. And that's kind of a scary thought, though, to a lot of people because, well, you're probably not professional performers. And you don't have a technique you can just call on at the last possible minute when you're thrust upon the stage. Well, I am a professional performer, and I do have a technique, and I'm going to share it with you tonight. I coach people in speaker training and communication skills, and I got together my approach for this largely when I was traveling with my one-woman show. I had a one-woman show that I traveled around the country with for about 16 years, and I was hauled out during Women's History Month because my character was a historical woman. And so in March, I would go from town to town to town doing my show on a different stage at a different venue every night, which meant I had different props, different set, different light designer, different light tech, different sound tech. There was no design involved, believe me. I had different people helping me out the whole time, but there were different people every night. And I believe I've mentioned it was a solo piece, so I had no one on stage to help me. So I needed to have a really solid technique that I could depend on, because that was all I had to depend on. And so out of this technique, I developed my approach to speaker training. I'm going to share a core concept with you tonight, and then give you some strategies that you can implement, hopefully when you, well, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow you can implement them. And hopefully you will start being able to speak so that people will listen to you. Okay, are you ready? The core concept is, to speak so that you are heard, you need to fully embrace and project your own authentic presence. You need to get your own brand of presence that's like the presence that a stage actor has when she walks out on stage. Because most of us, when we're asked to speak and we don't have presence, we kind of feel like this. Without authentic presence, you're in free fall, you're terrified, right? There's no net, you don't know what you're doing, you feel a little queasy. You can't think straight, you certainly can't speak straight. With presence, you're on top of the mountain, right? You've reached your goal, you've been directed, you're relaxed, you're confident, you got there, you got this. Now, you all have authentic presence inside you, and you probably know that because you manifest it from time to time, but it's not consistent. And you're not projecting it all the time, and there's one big thing that's getting in your way. And this is pretty much true of everyone in the room. What is it that gets in the way? Fear. Let's just say it, fear. And as far as speaking goes, it's the speaker's nerves that come from the fear, right? But that's perfectly normal. You all know this. It's instinctive, isn't it? It's fight or flight. I'm standing here in front of you. I don't know you. It's a little terrifying. Now, this also happens, though, if you're in your workplace, when you're walking into a situation that might be a little stressful, right? Fight or flight, it's the perceived threat, and your body is reacting to that. So the adrenaline is going through you, which makes your breathing speed up, which makes your heart rate speed up, which makes your breathing speed up. And before you know it, you got that panic thing going on. And that's not really how you want to be, to speak to be heard. So how do we mitigate that? It's not going to go away because it's human. And anyone who tells you they don't feel nervous when they speak, they are either fooling themselves or lying to you. Truly, because, you know, instinct, right? How do we mitigate it? Just breathe. Oh, that's easy. It's as simple and as complicated as that. It's simple because, well, you know, breathing, right? But it's complicated because you're fighting that instinct. To breathe mindfully and deeply, you're fighting that panic instinct that's taking those short, shallow breaths because you want to run away or you want to fight somebody. So you really have to fight against that human nature. So take a look here. Lovely carafe, wine. Okay, now we're going to do an exercise. All right, so sit in your chairs, feet under you. Put your hands like this. Put them behind your head. Lean back. Close your eyes and just breathe. Now, remember the carafe? That's you. And the air is coming in you the way the wine is coming in the carafe, and it's filling up the bottom first. So you're breathing deeply. When someone says take a deep breath, that's what they mean. Fill your breath up all the way to the bottom. Breathe deeply. Okay, thank you. Open your eyes. Yeah, we don't breathe enough. Deep breaths. You are all so much more relaxed now. You're present. You're in the moment. I mean, I can see it. I'm sure you can feel it. That's what allows you to make those connections, right? You cannot make those connections with people unless you are in the moment. You cannot have presence unless you are fully present. And the breath is the first step. Because the breath not only slows down the heart rate that's going boom, 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 but it gets you out of your head and into your body. That's the core concept. Get out of your head and into your body. Because the head is where that negative self-talk happens and all that nervousness. Just breathe. Because speaking is a physical activity. It really is. It's your body. It's not just something you do with your mind. Your voice, your breath, your resonance, your whole body, your hands, your feet. Speaking is a physical activity. And if you can breathe, that will connect you to the fact that you're doing something physical. And when you realize speaking is a physical activity, you can have your authentic presence. So people will listen the next time you speak. Because whether you like it or not, you are always on stage. Thank you.